Hello, friends. I am here in the studio in my comfy clothes, taking a little time out of making new friends on Reddit to talk about my visit to see my buddy Richard Francisco. A little bit of background. He's an artist. This guy is the real deal. I mean, this is what he does for a living. He paints and unbelievable works of art. He's an art prize every year. You may have seen me talk to him in interview format, video like this, on one of my usual spots online. But in the latest adventure, I went over to his house, and I've done this before. Okay, now this was kind of like a do-over because the first time his dogs hated me, and they like didn't stop barking at me. It was incredibly. I mean, they wanted to kill me. And this one dog in particular is Charlie. He is. Oh, God, I think I might even talk about him in this video, but whatever. He hates me. But anyway, I went to Richard's house, and he's working on this new piece of art for his wife of all things. His queen of the forest says, "I love frogs, as you know, Richard. Make me something magical out of your brain with a frog in it." So in this video, I'm sitting in front of the work of art that he's working on right now. It's not quite finished, and we sit there and have a conversation about it. Why does this all come up? He paid me to tell you that you can do this. Now, I talk about it a little bit in the piece, but imagine a one-of-a-kind gift. How amazing it would be if you commissioned him, some special someone in your life. How this works is, you get a hold of Richard, and then there's some dialogue of what you're thinking, and then his brain starts, the gears start going round and round in his head, and then he sends you like sketches and mock-ups and things, and this is all a process. This is a labor. You definitely don't want to dive into this 3 days before Christmas or a birthday or anniversary or something like that. It's going to take some planning, so be smart about this, like I know you are. And then, off you go. That's commissioning an artist to do a one-of-a-kind work of art for someone special to you. He describes them as Easter eggs, and I've heard that term before. Little hidden things that you kind of got to see in the artwork that might be really special for that significant person in your life. So that's a pretty cool gift. That is something awesome. So anyway, all the details are in the, written description of what this is in this video and stuff like that. But if you want to know right now, on Facebook, you look up Enriched Art. So facebook.com/enriched, that's E-N, Rich, E-D, get it? Rich, Richard Francisco, Enriched space art, okay? It'll say, oh, there he is. And then, he's also on a number of my posts on Facebook that I've put up there. It's very easy to find him. And you can always just reach out to me, eric@ericzaneshow.com, and I'll point you in the right direction for unbelievable artist Richard Francisco. Enjoy the piece with Richard and I in front of the painting he's doing with frogs. Okay, welcome back. You're like, welcome back. Where were we? I didn't know we did this before. You may recognize Richard Francisco. Last time we met, we were at, hold on, don't tell me, Social House. Social something.
Social House.
Social House, downtown Grand Rapids, across from Van Andel Arena. Richard here, he entered a painting and an art prize. How did that work out for you? No?
Yeah.
It was fun?
It's, I was going to enter one year and somebody said, that's stupid. You're an artist and you have the world's biggest trade show for artists in your hometown,
right,
and you don't enter.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you just do it.
It's just fun.
$50.
Yes.
Throw
that's
it in
it.
there.
So Richard Francisco, a local artist, and been a big part of the show for the last several months. And we actually met here first. That was the first time we met. You had, last time I saw you didn't have the beard, so you've added that.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that? Is that a regular thing?
Every year.
Every year you do it about this time?
Yeah.
It's like your winter beard?
It is. No shave November.
Okay. That's it. I've heard of No Nut November. Have you heard of that one?
I don't do that. I do stay away from peanuts, though.
Such a terrible vibe. No. Well, I don't know if that's what they're talking about.
I don't think so.
So as we just started the show, you need to know that the dog Charlie, which I've talked about before on the show, Charlie is probably the world's tallest German Shepherd. He's now to me he's this tall.
Well, it's because you're short.
Right. So oh my gosh, he is just fantastic, and I don't think he's filled out yet.
He's
know what I
getting
mean?
close. He's gonna be 3 in December.
Okay.
So he's pretty healthy.
But still, he's gonna get old man girth on him at
Yeah.
some point. He'll probably weigh about 300 or 400
His teeth
pounds.
will get bigger.
Yes. So Richard invited me over, and because I've been seeing you, been following you on Facebook at Enriched Art, and that's ENRICHED at Enriched Art on Facebook, and I saw this from its beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
It was like just kind of like sketched out, is that or drawn out or something like that? What's going on here? Please give me the background of what's happening here.
Okay, well, my wife has been bugging me for a while that we need a new painting in the living room.
Okay.
And for me, that's a hard thing to land on.
Okay, you need a
Because
little more to work with than that.
Then I just cycle through stuff, you know.
Okay.
I have this one I like for a while, then I do something else and that goes up. But the one that's up there I won an award for, and so it's been there a while. And she's been saying we need a new painting, And then I sat down and I started thinking about her favorite things.
Okay.
And 2 of her favorite things are the color green, and she loves turtles.
Okay.
She has all kinds of little turtle tchotchkes, and
Okay.
she buys them when she
Have
sees
you?
them.
Okay, so this will be a first turtle painting you've done.
Yes.
Okay.
And I couldn't just paint a turtle,
Right.
so I wanted to make him a little more interesting. So he is a
Okay.
turtle shaman.
Okay, and I see him. I'm looking at the screen, so he's just right by your head there. That's
Yep.
him. He's got like a little Yoda thing going on.
Yeah.
And is that fur on his legs? Is that something like a Native
fur
American would wear?
boots. I just tried to put all kinds of interesting.
Okay, so he slaughtered some beasts to make those boots.
and his coat.
Oh, that's not alive?
No,
Oh, okay. So the coat is a fox,
Yeah.
and the fox is just sitting there saying, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
Okay, got that.
So the color green, she likes green, and turtles.
Right.
And the rest, then I just kind of sprung from there. I have a friend who is a photographer, and she took some pictures of a I think she had like a macro lens or something. So she took a picture of a mushroom from below.
Right.
And it just, like, the idea popped into my head. It would be really cool to have a whole world that is giant.
Right. This is a lot of Alice in Wonderland vibe going on
Yeah.
here. Has anybody mentioned that, perhaps?
No,
I don't know.
not many people have seen it. I mean, just what I've shared on Facebook.
And are we done? Is it done?
No, it's about half done probably. A lot of the details. You have to get a full coat of paint on everything, and then you go back in. Like, these are going to be gold chains hanging down, and there's going to be some gold chains. There's stuff on his, you know, I'm going to put probably a little mouse or somebody
Right.
riding with him.
Do you ever like put a reference to a favorite band in something like this,
I
or a
haven't,
musician,
But I
or
should
something
maybe
like that?
put, like, Pink Floyd on there or
Yeah,
something.
or like in Led Zeppelin 4, the guy holding the lantern. Maybe he could be somewhere in here.
Standing
You know,
up on top of a mushroom.
right? That would be a trick. Probably get sued for that.
Yeah, I've got
but-
some ideas. You know, there's still some. I do a lot of sketches before I paint,
Right.
and so I have a whole folder full of stuff that, like, dragonflies.
Yeah.
Possums are in swamps a lot.
Okay. That's
So I
your.
was
That's
thinking about maybe putting a possum with a bunch of babies on her back. Just
okay.
a lot of little, and then I also have to add the Easter eggs, which are things that you don't really notice until
Right.
you look really close.
Is there gonna be something more here? Because you got 5 faces there, including the fox, and no faces here because these snails don't really have faces.
Well, we'll see.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of this stuff happens after I get the first. Like,
Okay.
these faces weren't even going to be here.
Okay.
It was just going to be a tree stump. And then a friend of mine, a guy that I play in a band with, was looking at it. He's like, man, you should put some faces in there.
You did?
Yeah.
You guys stoned?
No. He
I
probably
know.
was.
Well,
He
you're
probably
sober.
was.
You're sober, which I don't even know why I asked you that. I feel bad about asking you.
But I used to get
Yes.
stoned, so, I mean,
Right.
you know, there's that.
Okay.
So the faces were added, like, after the fact. A lot of stuff happens as I go along.
Yeah.
Even though I sketch it all out and have a rough, pretty solid idea what I'm going to do, a lot of it happens as I go.
So on the last painting I saw of yours at Social House, there was that ghost sticking his head out of the side. Freaked me out. Maybe like in these trees, that midget from Wizard of Oz could be hanging from here, perhaps.
The one
The one they sent, which I don't think actually was true. I think that's like a myth.
Yeah,
It
it's
didn't
an
really
urban
happen
legend.
because I've watched that and I have not seen that guy hanging.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what develops. You know, there. I was thinking of. I don't know.
What are these here?
It's like ruins.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You got like a Stonehenge thing
Yeah.
going on. This is a column
Yeah.
that was destroyed by somebody damaged it. That's a horrible thing. And what is this, a hole or a leaf?
No, it's gonna be water lilies.
Okay.
Those white lily
Yep.
flowers.
Yep.
And I probably am gonna put some dragonflies, and I thought I'd have like maybe some fairies or something.
Okay.
Flying with the dragonflies.
Excuse me.
Who knows?
So you basically have full creative license on this. I mean, because like,
Whatever
no
I
one's
wanted
hired
to
you to do it. Basically, you were asked by.
It's funny. My wife came down the other day, and she goes, because she knows about this. Obviously, I
Right,
can't really
yeah.
hide it. She comes down and she goes, "Are you gonna darken that?" And I go, "Why?" She goes, "Because young turtles are green. This is a young turtle color. It has to be."
Oh,
Like,
okay,
I look at
yeah.
her, I'm like, really?
Oh, so you got to
Who's
be
painting this?
authentic. So
Yeah.
she's like, she knows about turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Did she have them when she was young, turtles, or?
She had a turtle when we
this
got
all seems-
married.
Okay.
It was a pretty good sized turtle, and it needed a big tank.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of work, and frankly, it stunk. I hated it.
So
And
she
I'm
had to
like,
get rid of the
listen,
turtle, or did
Yeah,
the turtle die?
no, there was nowhere in this house to put that kind of an animal.
So he just okay.
So, but you know, you can't just take a turtle and put
No.
him in. Once you've raised them like that,
No.
and we ended up taking it to this place over on Wilson.
Okay.
It's a pet place, and they were happy to have it because
Right.
it was a female. She started laying eggs for them.
Okay. Well, a lot of people don't they just like let them out in the wild?
That's the
They go
worst
to-
thing you can
go
do.
to Johnson Park and let them go or something
Yeah.
like that. That happens,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and you're not even supposed to, like, if a turtle's crossing the road, you're only supposed to move it to the other side. You don't, like, pick it up and move it a mile down the road because I guess it's...
Oh yeah, it could have a nest there. Can you imagine a turtle? It struggles to move anywhere.
Yeah,
and you're
right.
a mile away from the egg. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, and people paint them. That's really bad for them, too. I've learned all this from...
Well, what I've seen from turtles has been bike riding when I used to do triathlon, and two instances stand out. One was a turtle that was just high enough for that part of the car on the back,
Oh.
the differential,
Bunk.
to hit the shell, and so the turtle was fine walking around like, ah, but he had this huge gash, and the
Oh.
birds were eating his back out.
Oh, that's charming. You take it home and make some soup.
There was a bird on the back of the turtle, and the turtle's like, I hate my
What do you
life.
do about that?
The other one was a snapper, and I didn't realize, first of all, how far their necks go out,
Long ways.
and I think you're just supposed to pull their tail,
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
can
sure.
reach around.
because
am
I tried
familiar
to,
with snappers.
I straddled him and did this, and he went, and
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh no, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
so strong, and he almost
If
bit
your
my hand off.
story starts with "my nipple got bit off by a snapper," you might be a redneck.
Wow, yeah. So I was in deep peril, great peril there.
Yeah.
Holy
I've
cow.
seen, funny side story there because when I was a kid, the neighbor they would get snappers and they would eat them,
Okay.
and you can cut their head off, and like 2 days later,
Come on. The head is still saying, I'm
They're-
going to get you.
the meat after you like clean it. He showed me. He's like, "You stay away from the turtle's head." And I said, "Why?" And he went over there and put a stick in it. And
They're eternal. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this guy's got a lot going for him.
He's
got
got a
all
lot
those
going on.
skills. He's got
Yeah.
to darken his skin a little.
Yeah.
Sounds a little
A lot of
racist,
details
but all right.
to be added, but I like where it's at. I like the colors, and like red is a complementary color of green.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it does look
naturally pops.
So how much time do you think that you
I've
have
only
on
got
this?
probably maybe 8 or 10 hours into the actual painting.
Okay. So.
But sketching and collecting ideas, the way I do this is whatever the idea is, I go out on the internet and just start Googling images.
Right.
Like if it's a mood, I'll put in sad or grumpy or whatever, and then hit images and just start scrolling through, and a friend of mine used to call it something would shine.
When that happens,
It would just pop out at me. And so then I save the image into a folder on my desktop.
Okay.
I just do that.
Can you imagine if you type grumpy face and mine showed up?
You'd have to stop doing that.
I can't stop laughing.
But so I just pull in clip art, I guess you would call it, like back in the day when you would cut stuff out.
Right.
And then I go back through it and start. It leads me other places. And then I build sketches off from that kind of stuff.
We didn't talk about the iguana here.
Yep.
Did that any particular reason?
Because they live in swamps.
Because they live in swamps.
Yeah. I just thought he needed a pet.
Okay.
And I might give the iguana a pet.
All right. It's all about companionship here. What about this evil smile on the tree? Because he looks like he's into rape.
He's a redneck root. See, he's only got one tooth left.
Yeah, he looks like some of the Zaniacs. Boring Dean fits that description right there. Sorry, Dean.
Yeah. He's not really.
No.
So, yeah, I'm just, at this point, I'm flexing the muscle. Right. Like, I let it lead me where it wants to go, and I add things. And
okay.
People, like Mike said, a guy that I played a band with suggested the tree root thing. And right away, man.
I like it. I like it a lot. So if somebody was, getting to the whole idea of commissioning you, this is how that process works.
Yeah.
Except they might be telling you their thoughts and
the color pink.
Yeah.
And a tutu.
So whatever it is, whatever that you would tell, someone would tell you, and then you would then send them, as you indicated to me, like mock-ups of what you're thinking before.
A lot of times what I tell people, if they have a vague idea, is to do what I just said to you. Go on the internet, and whatever your idea is, just start looking at images.
Right.
And flick through them and save them in a folder.
Gotcha.
And then you can send me that folder, and that gives me a better visual idea of, like, you say pink. Well, dark pink or light pink, No, like this one. Then I can... This is a lot harder for me than doing it for somebody else, because I can go as far as I want with this.
Okay.
And it could be like...
Have you ever done something of this scale and then you added just maybe one thing too many and you really soured on the whole thing and kind of bummed you out? As like, boy, I don't even know if I want to.
I've learned how to paint my way back out of it, though.
Okay, but that does happen to people,
It's
huh?
happened, yeah. But you get the more I paint and do this stuff, you get a much better intuition for what's going to work and what isn't. Like when he said the faces thing in the roots, I immediately went, oh, that is so perfect.
Nice.
It works so easy, they just...
So when you talk about how it's not done and there's still surprises, they haven't quite gotten here
There's a
yet,
few.
right?
Yeah.
Some have, but not
Some
completely.
have, but they aren't completely to fruition.
It's interesting.
So a lot of times I sit down here and I work during the day, and I'm waiting for something or in response to an email or whatever, and I just kind of turn and go, that's what the beard's for.
Yeah. That's great.
I'm surprised I don't have a bald spot right there.
Yes, yes. My God.
So I just I used to get hooked into what I wanted it to be, whereas now I just kind of let it lead me.
That's
as
cool.
I go
That's
along.
really great.
It goes, hey, Rich, this would be really cool if you had something like that there. Or somebody will suggest something, or my wife will say the turtle's too green, and then it makes me go,
Do you kick yourself when you're like, at a point in the day when something pops in your brain, you go, oh, yes, and then you forget it?
Haven't done that.
You haven't done that? Because
No.
that would drive me nuts.
No, I had a really good idea for a painting today, too. And I was afraid I was going to forget it. But then, like an hour later, I actually went and checked the file in my head. I went, well, oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I filed it.
So that's funny. It just almost happened.
Yeah. But I usually file things. If I'm afraid that I'm going to forget it, I use my phone and I'll just put a little note to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll do a little pencil sketch and take a picture of it.
Wow. That's interesting, man. I love that stuff. So I have in front of me, I just grabbed this out of your bag, if you don't mind, a set list from one of your gigs.
Yeah.
This looks awesome.
I thought you might enjoy that.
Okay.
Everything on there is right up your alley.
Give me 3 steps, Skinner. Come to Papa, Bob Seger. Mama, don't dance. Daddy, don't rock and roll?
No.
No?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mama, don't dance.
Yeah. I don't know who sings that. 5-man electric acoustical jam, maybe?
No, it's the guy that. Oh my gosh, can't think of his name.
I can't either.
He sings.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
Squeezebox, Can't Get Enough. That's the Bad Company song. Funky Music, KC and the Sunshine Band. My God.
No, funky music
No?
is Wild Cherry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You May Be Right. Pride and Joy. Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. I love that song so
Yeah.
much. Okay, this is what you need to do. Spin Doctor's song. When everybody during the quarantine was doing videos in separate like locations and music videos,
Yeah.
the Spin Doctors did one of them.
Is that
And
right?
talk about something that has just reinvigorated them. Oh my God.
What did they do?
They did that song,
Oh.
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. And it's like no one has seen or heard of the Spin Doctors in like 25 years. And then all of a sudden, there they are, just looking a little bit older. And the guy who plays the guitar part on that, it seems when I wasn't really appreciative of that song until I saw this video
Yeah.
of what he's doing
It's got it
in that
going
song.
on.
There's a lot going on in that song.
Yeah.
And that's the part you play?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's great. I love that song so much,
I
man.
tell you what I had to really dig in on is when I joined this band, they had been together for like 15 years. Well, in different forms or whatever. And I wanted to get, it's a long story, but I wanted to just join a band. I don't want to put one together again.
Right.
I just wanted to play guitar.
Right.
So I went and auditioned, and their set list was like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, and that's not low hanging fruit.
Right. That's
So,
that's not easy work.
the
right.
Stevie Ray Vaughan was that's where I had to put in some.
Figure that stuff out, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
So if anybody wanted to reach you about commissioning you to do art, because that's ultimately
That's what we're here for.
That's I love Rich.
You can
but
hire me to play guitar. But
yes.
This
The
is
fact
much
of the
better.
matter is, this guy's trying to get you. Can you imagine if over, maybe not this Christmas, but next Christmas, you wanted to get something really unique and engaging and terrific, one of a kind, only one in the world that exists, that you came out of your brain into his ears, out of his hands, and onto that. Oh my God. It would be a wonderful gift. So I think that is a spectacular idea. So consider that. And all you got to do is the easiest way to reach out to you is through the Facebook page.
Facebook.
Okay. And that's
I think it might have my email on there.
and
But Facebook would get me for sure.
for sure. And I have all the details. Just click on it and send them a message. It's easy to do. So if you can't figure out, you really can't do it, just send me
Call
an email. Eric@ericzaneshow.com, and I'll take care of the rest. I like it, man. Well done.
Thank you.
How much? When do you think this will be completed?
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas. Better be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. We'll talk to you folks down the road. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.